Hey guys, it's once again time for me to look at a movie that you, my fans, have asked for me to review. But before I do, I have to get something off my chest. I never liked the movie Happy Feet. I'm sorry, but this movie just rubs me the wrong way. Maybe because I'm in the minority of folks who don't like American Idol, and have no desire to see it reenacted by penguins of all creatures. At least it made sense in Alpha and Omega when you see the wolves howling in chorus, but all I hear from penguins is this. And it also bugged me that the only distinguishing features among so many of these otherwise hyper-realistic penguin designs is that some had boobs and some don't. And yes, I'm saying that in spite of my recent revelation that I'm a fan of a webcomic that has this in it. So when I got the request to do Tappy Toes, a movie I've never heard of, I just had to groan and roll my eyes since the first thing that popped into my mind was a crappy Happy Feet knockoff. And its poster certainly didn't help. After an opening title sequence that looks like the ending credits of The Incredibles, our movie opens with a chalkboard animated in Flash outlining the nature of the food chain. Okay, so this Happy Feet knockoff is ripping off the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Makes sense. Actually, this fourth-wall-breaking intro is pretty amusing, and that by itself is pretty reassuring, since there's nothing more depressing than a movie that's trying to be funny and just fails miserably.
Until the most unlikely of animals broke the chain in a most unusual way. This is his story.
The omniscient narrator points out a couple of skua birds, whose names, incidentally, are Buddy and Lou, and outlines their modus operandi, complete with John Madden-esque graphics and breakdowns. Man, this movie's gonna be a breeze to get through. It's already reviewing itself. So they steal a penguin egg for lunch, but Buddy doesn't want to anymore since he can see that there's an actual penguin chick inside.
Where's the egg?
Nowhere.
It has to be somewhere.
Sometimes.
What?
My thoughts exactly.
This Who's On First routine is a good spot to talk about the animation. As you've noticed, it's not in 3D CGI like you'd expect a Happy Feet knockoff to be, but all in Flash. Usually this kind of animation bugs me since too many animators seem to use it as a crutch and just get lazy with it, but combined with this kind of dialogue, it almost looks like I'm watching a film cow cartoon.
Eat it?
Buddy?
Cross my feathers, hope to die, stick an icicle in my eye.
We have
Then
to
where's
take
the
the
egg?
amulet to the Banana King.
Oh, yes, the Banana King.
Somewhere.
Of course.
Quit
Absolutely
playing
not.
games, buddy.
we
I'm
have to
starving.
get us.
Remember that time we were stuck in that blizzard?
amulet to
I
the
was so
Banana
hungry
King.
that I ate my own.
Anyway, the egg hatches, and the skua birds both fall in love with the little thing. And as we fade to black, Lou looks out at the audience, completely aware of where the story's going to go, and that he's powerless to stop it. We then cut to the chick's real parents, who are trying to cope with their loss.
Do you think maybe there's some way, somehow it survived?
No, Gertie. No, I don't.
Wow, way to keep her spirits up, you douche noodle! So the skewer birds decide to raise the penguin as their own, and they all sleep in the only bed in the entire cave. Huh. Two dudes living together, one bed between them. I would have thought that their cave would be a little bit more neatly decorated than that.
I've been listening to it chirping all night.
It's a he, and he's got a name.
Since when?
Since I named him Pingo.
Pingo?
Pingo?!
Fabulous! Fabuloso! I'm the best party that's been around here in the last 300 years! Oh, this'll be wonderful! I look fabulous!
And because this movie apparently knows how to read the minds of those who are reviewing it, we then cut to not llamas in hats, but skuas in hats.
Carl!
And this gives us a nice little photo montage of all the fun times that Bud, Lou, and Pingo had together. This segues to them looking at the clouds when an evil sea lion spots them. But they manage to escape, and the sea lion lurks back to his evil lair.
You dare return without even the tiniest little morsel to satisfy my ravenous appetite?
I'm sorry, Master.
Oh, no, wait, he's not an evil sea lion. He's only a dumb lackey for an evil hermit crab? So is this the animal that broke the food chain like the narrator was talking about before? Seriously, the nature of the relationship between these two is never explained. The crab is in a position of dominance over the sea lion because... derpity derp, just accept it.
I'm about to eat my shell!
Oh, I'd advise strongly against it. You'll break a tooth, then what?
Hermit crabs don't have teeth.
Yeah, if hermit crabs don't have teeth, then what are those?
There are places I could pinch that would curl your whiskers.
I just love the reaction to that line. It's like he doesn't know if he should be scared or turned on by it.
There are places I could pinch that would curl your whiskers.
The next time you return empty-handed, you won't be so lucky.
When you say, if I return empty-handed, you do realize I don't have any hands, right?
You're talking to a crab with teeth who thinks he doesn't have any teeth. Give him a break. Later, we see Pingo looking at a book about birds, and he asks Buddy and Lou when they're going to teach him how to fly. They tell him that he can't fly, since, you know, he's a penguin, but that's not enough to keep him down. He tries to jump off some books, and...
fail.
He then finds an old pair of tap shoes, convenient, and figures that they might help him off the ground. But...
epic fail.
And again, this movie's reviewing itself for me. This is the easiest thing I've ever done. He gets back onto his feet, and... actually, I had to give this movie some props. This penguin discovering tap dancing actually makes sense, where Happy Feet didn't. Pingo puts on some tap shoes, and discovers what he can do with the strange sounds coming from them whenever he moves his feet. Mumble just starts dancing because the ground is freezy! As if he was the first penguin in history to discover that the ground is cold. If he's tap dancing straight out of the shell because of the ice, why did no other penguin before him ever do that? He gets spotted by a lady penguin, who's impressed by his dancing.
That was incredible. Hope you don't mind that I was watching.
I hope that sound effect came from his eyes.
Hey, what's your name anyway? Pingo. Like bingo, with a puh. I'm Bella. Like fella, with a buh.
Her name is Bella. If there are any penguins in this movie who sparkle, I'm calling it quits. They go out to get a bite to eat, but then...
Whoa! Lucky marbles!
Okay, normally I do like my antagonists to be just a little bit more menacing, but I'm having just too much fun with this guy. It's like watching a dog who just learned how to play fetch. You're just having fun watching him have fun. But then all of his fun is ruined by Pingo's tapping. How?
The sound of his shoes clinkety-clank clapping on the ice made my sonar go bonkers!
Yeah, sure, why not? We live in a world where crabs have teeth, skua birds have opposable feathers where they can manipulate wooden spoons. Why shouldn't sea lions have sonar?
I swear if crustaceans had blood pressure, mine would be going through the roof.
Bella, in the meantime, tells her colony about the tap-dancing penguin who saved her life.
What if... maybe that tap-dancing penguin is our son?
Listen to yourself, Gertie. Tap dancing penguin? And who do you think raised him? Those ruthless little scavengers that snatched him?
And speak of the devil, Pingo shows up to give them a dancing demonstration.
Look at him, Ozzy. He even looks like you.
They all look like me.
No, they don't.
That's our baby! Pingo!
So Pingo and his family are reunited. Yay! But then...
Lucky marbles!
Penguins are beneath you on the food chain. They fear you. You don't fear them.
You're below me on the food chain, and I fear you.
That's not the point.
Why not? Ow! What was that for?
For asking too many questions.
And again, the movie is reviewing itself as it points out why this dynamic doesn't make sense. Anyway, Pingo tells Buddy and Lou to get a bunch of silverware from their cave, which they strap to the other penguins' feet as makeshift tap shoes. Because, as we all know, silver is one of the softest and most pliable metals available. But yeah, their dancing chases the sea lions away. Buddy and Lou pick off the evil hermit crab, which the 400-pound sea lion couldn't do for some reason, and they all live happily ever after. So that was Tappy Toes, and actually it was a lot better than I was expecting. Most of the humor is consistently funny, the story is short and sweet, and this actually makes more sense than some other tap dancing penguin movies that are out there. I kind of wish that there was more of a reason behind why the sea lions let themselves be pushed around by a little hermit crab, but whatever. All in all, it's actually one of the extremely rare kids films outside of Disney that can appeal to adults as well as children, and that's enough to get a recommendation out of me. See you later!
We were the best of friends, and then he came up from behind and turned my life around, and she didn't seem to mind. I know deep down she loves me, even though inside he slid. It hurts, 'cause he loved her in a way I never did. Oh yes, he loved her in a way I never did. Oh, why can't I try to let it die? He's just a guy, and I cannot deny that I'll only have her from the other side. Oh God, he loved her, but he's not her lover. That would be me. I must forget he ever loved her. He didn't really love her. He just kinda plugged her in a way I never did.
Lucky marbles!